Welcome to Life Plus Plus, where we aim to add more value to life by sharing knowledge, life lessons, and combined experiences from our friends, colleagues, and associates. In each episode, we'll be talking about real life issues and things that are important to you. So if there's anything you want us to discuss, leave them in the comments section below or email us at lifeplusplus@thethrowdown.com. Throwdown is THATHROWDOWN. This episode is brought to you by Kososhi Clothing. Welcome to episode 16. I am Lambo the Virus. And with me today, this guy I've known for as long as it is that I've been alive, over 30 decades, my friend Jack Nwosu. What's goody, bro?
Lambo.
How you doing, man?
I love the introduction.
Safe.
LifePlusPlus.
Life plus plus, bro.
It's good to be here. And thanks for allowing us mere mortals come on the show. I've been following it, man. It's man, you're doing very well.
Thank you, man.
You're doing very well. It's amazing to watch. You know, all the episodes you've had, the guest speakers you've had, Mode 9.
Who you're a big fan of?
You know, I'm a hip hop fan.
Yeah.
I'm a hip hop head. I've always followed hip hop right from Fego. You know, we used to mime. I did the miming.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
remember that.
Back in the days, two live crew. You know, all of that with Charles Okoye. You know, one day, the rest of them. You know. Back
Oh
in the
my
days,
God.
You know. You know,
Sultan
used to do the Blackie.
Yeah, Blackie.
thing.
Sultan
And,
was
you know,
Blackie then.
I have to say this though. Everybody that I've known since childhood who is into show business now, music, yourself, Sultan, and Rocketman. You know, I wouldn't just say it because, these are my guys. You know, I need to hype them. Man, you guys are madly talented.
Oh, cheers, bro.
When I was in offshore tutorial school, that was in Yaba, I used to sit next to this guy. His name was Michael Ugochukwu. And what he used to do is when the maths teacher was teaching, he'd be under the table writing lyrics. and he'd say to me, he'd go, oh boy, what do you make I call myself? Rugged Man or Rugged Soul? And I used to say, man, Rugged Man sounds good. He said, you sure? I mean, I did like Rugged Soul, you know. And it wasn't until I'd come to England, you know, after offshore, we lost contact. So I'm sitting down, I'm watching this video, and it's a tribute to Dagreen, when Dagreen just died. And I'm seeing all these rappers rapping. I can see LD, you know, and all of them. And next thing I see this guy, and I just tap my wife, and I said, that's Michael. And she's like, who's Michael? She's like, Rocketman. I'm like, oh my God, the talent.
Wow.
The talent.
You've known him that long?
Yeah. Wow. That long. You know, whenever I'm around, he comes about the hotel, you know, knocks about. He was there on my birthday. You know, generally a good guy, you know, generally a good guy. You know, then your tunes, the one you did with W4.
Oh, Kososhi.
Oh boy, you know, there are tunes that you hear, it gives you goosebumps. I say, man, this is Lambo, you know. And I know that W4 because he's done some tunes. Anything.
Yeah.
Going back on track. And the tune, man, I'm like, what's that tune? You know, it's like, you know. So you guys, well done, man.
Cheers, bro.
And
cheers.
this your tune, that's me, Seth.
Bad.
Man, I watch that video at least once every 2 weeks. I'll just stay house, just go on YouTube, watch it. I see my wife, see Lambo.
Oh boy, thanks for that.
Well done, man. Well
thanks
done.
for that, man.
Well done. Bless.
How's life been now? You know, say your expertise, if for people that don't know, you're into this hospitality management, you've got hotels on the island. What is it like? Because I know I've been to your hotel, fantastic area. The hotel itself is fantastic. The service was obviously because you're the one running it. You've got that Western mentality or perspective. The way you approach your business, I didn't expect anything less than what I saw. You get, but obviously we know there are challenges, some of which we have already discussed.
Sure.
Which I want people to hear from someone who's got the experience and firsthand knowledge of it.
Well, first things first. 2012. The hotel was constructed, we got to the end of it, built. 2013, February, I decided to relocate to Nigeria obviously, to run it. It, at the time, it was very exciting, like really exciting. You know that thought, you've been in England for so long, all of a sudden you're going to Nigeria. My wife wasn't ready to join me then, so I said to her, okay, babe, you can stay back, let me go, join me when you're ready, secure the job for her, at one of the good schools out there. Going back, Lambo, it's the biggest culture shock ever, because there's a difference between just popping into Nigeria for your 2-week holiday, etc., and coming out. You have to live there. That's a totally different thing. So for me, it was the culture shock that hit me first. You think you're Nigerian, you're not.
Wow.
You're not. So, I went back there and things hit me. Obviously, the first thing is the lack of power. Electricity, the basic thing like electricity. You're running a business, a guest house, which you must have electricity.
You definitely have
that's
to.
a no-brainer.
Yeah, of course.
So it's funny how the mainland, Ikeja, will see lights, maybe 12 to 15 hours of light a day. And then we have Lekki, which is highbrow, and if we see 2 hours, we're lucky. So a lot of capital went into generators, diesel, and etc. First things first. Then, you got your staff training, we're doing staff trainings every week. And, it was interesting.
How easy was it to recruit? Well, not just recruit, because I know it'd be easy, because labor there is...
Lambo, it wasn't easy.
Are you for real?
Look, and I hate to say this, right? Because after a certain point in time, I stopped doing the recruiting. I got too frustrated. If I interview 30 people, I can hand on heart tell you that only one person knew their age, their correct age. Just think about that for a second.
Wait. Explain that again.
Okay, so here I am. I have your CV. You're sat there, and your date of birth is, I'll use mine. Your date of birth is 21st of August, 1976. So calculating it, you should be 43. Then I'm like, okay, so how old are you? So I'm looking at the person's CV. I'm looking at their date of birth. How old are you? And they tell me, sir, I'm 25. And I'm like, yeah, but your CV says you're born at XYZ. And they're like, oh, no, sorry, I'm 27.
Oh, my goodness.
That's just an example. I had one girl who got her age right, and she became my, she wasn't my chef, she was my waitress. She stayed with us for quite a long time. So that was challenging. So what it is I passed on the recruitment to the manageress. She could do it. I got too stressed out. Then you got your customers. Now, look, Nigeria is a blessed country. We're wonderful people, but we're quite unique. I don't even think that there's any African country like us. We're different. We're vibrant people. We're bubbly people. I will say that we're quite intelligent people because in the right climates, we do very well.
Yes, we do.
So 90% of my customers were easy to do business with. They come in, they pay as you would. But then you've got the 10% who want your service, but might not be willing to give you their money. Now, what happens is you come from the West, you come from England, and your mentality here, if you've been in services and etc., people purchase something, they pay straight away, so there's no story. But over there, you got people that tell you, okay, look, I want to go into the room and, I'll pay you when I'm leaving and etc. Now, I can't be an MD, CEO, a manager, receptionist, chef, etc. I have to oversee. So I'm not always there when transactions are being done. So you have certain elements of my staff that would allow these things happen. So what happens is you end up, you could have a customer there who's been a week, 2 weeks, and you ain't seen a penny from them.
A week, 2 weeks.
Yeah. You know, it.
And aren't they supposed to ask you, at least let you know before they make such decisions? This your stuff.
Well, what they do is they would pass that responsibility onto the manager. The manager might deem it fit sometimes to tell me, or she might think, nah, this is not something I want to bother Oga with. Until then, I find out. So that's just an example of the challenges. But the thing is, you see, when you're in that environment, you feel like an alien because what you're meddling with is culture. You know, so don't get me wrong. You've come from
That's
abroad
deep,
and you're there and you're on
yeah.
your own. So you're swimming against the tide. You know, so, you know, somebody once said to me, they said, if you're going to go and live in Nigeria, you have to unlearn everything you've learned here and go in there with a fresh. So it's like a cup, basically. If you're full, the New England, you empty it, and then you go there and you're like an empty cup, ready to assimilate the system. Wow. It's perhaps the best 4 years I've had. I mean, it's a wonderful place, and I had a wonderful time. I met the best of people. I met the worst of people. I met the ugliest of people. You know.
Character-wise, yeah?
Yeah, character-wise. So, you know, but you know how it is. You meet them. So these were the issues. So you had people that were that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, at the starting stages of businesses, people make mistakes, etc. So even I myself, I met people that lodged with me that, you know, were paying their way. We're paying their way initially, and all of a sudden the stories began. You know, oh, I'm having this issue, I'm having that issue, etc. So the trap is that if they've stayed a week and they haven't paid, you can't evict them because they're owing you. So if you evict them, they're gone. So at what stage do you now say, okay, time up, you gotta go? You know, that's what you gotta ask yourself. You know, so, you know, I fell into traps like that, you know, where I had, and you see, the people that are going to default on you are the most charismatic, you know. So they're people that are very likable, you know, good sense of humor, they're good people, they talk well, you know, decent people.
Isn't that part of their ploy, the format?
Yes, it is part of the format. You know, when you want job somebody, you come, you know,
Exactly,
you don't go wear rags.
Exactly.
Now you go dress correct so that, you know, they go feel you. Oh, now wash it. You know, so that's what we found. So we got stung by a particular gentleman, you know, who used to come in convoys of Mopo and etc.
What?
You know, and he stung us for at the time he stung us for about 250K. You know, he had a pregnant girlfriend and etc. You know, and at a certain point, I just woke up, he hit me, and I said to my manageress, I said, look, evict this guy because he's not going to pay. You know, and he left, so we took that sting. Between 2013 to 2017, I suppose the losses were minimal. Coming back to England now, in 2017 to 2019, I've incurred some losses. You see, when people say to you that to do business in Nigeria, you need to be on ground, they ain't joking. It's true. Your business might be autopilot, but to a certain degree, you still need to be there because you're the only one that can see what the vision you want for the business, you know, and my mom as well, God bless her. So, you know, with only two people that see the vision for the business. Everybody else is just like a passenger. You know, so continuous training, continuous coaching, you know, with your management, with your staff, etc., you know, is what you have to do. And then pray that, you know, everything goes in, you know, and doesn't just go out of the other ear, you know. But overall, you know, what you're dealing is culture. You know, we always say that culture is what you eat, the way you dress, you know, our religion, etc. That's part of culture. But you know what culture is? Your behavior. You know, the deep-rooted things you believe in.
Yeah, that forms your character.
That forms your character. So if you believe that telling a lie or deceiving somebody, you're being a sharp guy.
Yeah.
And a good number of people believe that, then that in itself is a culture.
Yep. And that's part of the insidious things that Niger already, it's been there for years, and it's just now it's just manifested itself as a monster.
Absolutely, absolutely. Putting that to the side, we always meet wonderful people, celebrities that come. A friend of mine, Katunga Duwak, he won the first ever Big Brother Africa.
Yeah.
And he was shooting a movie, Heaven's Hell, and he had his whole crew, Bimba Kintola, Nseya Tim, I forgot her surname,
Yeah.
and a few of these actresses, come around and, really, really pleasant people. So, you get your highs and lows, but these were the highs, people that appreciate what it is you're trying to do. They come to your premises, they treat your place with respect, you make contacts. They recommend people, refer people. We had JJC and Steve. Steve
Osagi.
Yeah, Steve. We had them for a while. Like great people. You've had great people. So, the thing is, we say all this, and our love for Nigeria is that, we can poke, say, man, our athletes. But, generally, a lot of the time, it's all love and it's all fun. I mean, I was there when you were there, and you had my friend who was telling you, Jack has gone back. Want to do this. That's the love that we get.
Yeah.
So, everything is banter. There's never a dull moment.
Never.
But that vibrant environment in itself, has the yin and the yang. So what happens is you take both on the chin.
Isn't there more yang than there is yin?
Well, you see, the thing is, there is a lot of yang, but Lambo, I'll tell you this, you couldn't, forget that we have a business and etc. You couldn't keep me in England year in, year out.
Yeah.
We're lions, man. We need
I know what
jungle.
you mean. You need to go somewhere and just roam free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't need the big brother society all the time, and it gets a bit boring. So sometimes you need that, which is.
But it could be that jungle could be better though.
The jungle will be better. You see what it
so.
is. What it is, Lambo, is that, and we're ambassadors. So. And that's why when we see the things you do, when I see the things, some of the Fego guys do, I sit back and I smile and I say, that's the way it should be. If everybody who has a certain responsibility, position of leadership, now I'm not talking politicians or whatever, if everybody could control the vicinity, their vicinity and
the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, immediate vicinity and hold everybody to account. You'll see the changes.
Agreed.
See, the issue is us, as people. Do you know what I mean? And are we ready to sacrifice and say, you know what, I want to be an upstanding citizen and I want to represent my country to the best. The things that I wouldn't do whilst I'm abroad, I wouldn't do them whilst I'm there. You wouldn't throw a pack of chocolates out of your car, your Lekki Express. You wouldn't do that here on the M1. So why would you go and do it there? So you wouldn't jump the queue, at NatWest Bank or Barclays, but you happily do it in Polaris or Fidelity Bank, because you get connection or because you be sharp guy. So once we can say to ourselves, look, scrap this attitude and scrap this mentality, you see the progress.
Yeah. Agreed, man. Agreed. And that's one philosophy that I share. If everyone, like you mentioned, in their immediate environment could just take charge and make sure that how it's supposed to be in an ideal world is what you project anywhere you go, especially back home where you should be like on level 10, just trying to make that country better than it is at the moment. Then I believe things would be better than they are now.
Absolutely.
Take for example now, may God rest these people. So the guys in the one we spoke about just now, where was it? Onitsha. Do we have fire services in Nigeria? No, honest question. It's like fire services and paramedics. Do we have them in Nigeria? There was a video some years back of a car that was burning in Maryland. I'm not sure if you saw the video.
I probably did.
Disgusting. You know what they put out the fire with?
Don't tell me towels or something.
No, towel. Towel is better now. There was a oh God, waste disposal tanker was driving past. Wouldn't you prefer your car to burn?
When the thing burn to ashes, I beg. They don't kill me.
Now we seen a thing off the car without it. My job, man. Kai. I love that country, Sha. I don't know. I said, yeah, but back to, Onitsha. I say, may God rest their souls. This tanker hazard.
Yeah,
You know, as it be for Lagos. Do you know how many of them are in that Apapa,
I know.
Apapa axis? Even satellite town from Abule Ado to Ijegun, they're tankers. God forbid one of them was to come. Oh my Lord!
And that place is such a gridlock. So much gridlock there. You're going to a papa and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Forget it. You have an appointment for an hour. Forget it. It'll take you 5-6 hours. But going back to this Onitsha thing, the family group chats. I've got a big family. Uncles, aunties, etc. As you know, we're from the east, so.
Yeah.
This was a topic I was reading the other day, and I think my mom said something like they had to get ambulance all the way from Asaba. So in Onitsha itself, there isn't
How
one.
far is Asaba to Onitsha?
It's a bit of a trek. It's not far, but I'm sure it's at least an hour,
Wow.
at least. Now, the thing is, if you think of Onitsha, if you think of the east, if you think of Onitsha markets,
Yeah.
these are people's sources of livelihood, because Igbo people, a lot of us are traders, and that's what we do, from your Alaba market to Onitsha market, etc.
Yeah.
That's what Igbo people do. So you're dealing with people that have stocks,
Yeah.
and everything's gone. There's no insurance, there's nothing. Just people's livelihoods gone.
Wow.
So what's the government going to do about that? So you have people who have lost their livelihood. A guy has lost everything. He probably has 4 kids in school and etc. And if that guy goes out robbing people, you're gonna say, "Oh, look, there goes another thief." But he's just lost his livelihood. What are you doing to compensate him, or what are you doing to make sure that if this were to happen again, it could be prevented from ever happening? What is it that you're doing as a government? The questions are endless, my guy. Is where do you start from? So these are the issues that make the country what it is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of desperation. See, when I went to Niger first, you're so excited, the business and etc. You're trying to get as much contacts as you can. So every time my phone rang, I was happy to answer it. But after like 6 months, oh boy, a person will ring my phone. If I don't know the number, I'm not answering it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You just stop answering calls. It's just because everybody, people have their hands out. Like, dude, what's up, boy? I Father Christmas, man. Obviously help as much as you can, but you can't help the whole world.
Yeah.
So,
But we've got that. But it's part of our culture as well. That always asking people. It's part of our culture.
it is. It's the entitlement mentality.
Yeah.
It's the entitlement, man. Dude, I'm not even sure if it's just our culture or if it's a black thing in general.
Is it a black thing?
Because I do hear some people. I follow 50 Cent a lot on Instagram, and I hear him say stuff like, if you ever get wealth or you ever have more money, the sense of entitlement around you increases.
Yeah, but not the Niger zone is on steroids. No, seriously. Okay. But you know what I'm saying now?
I know what you're saying.
I seen even to area boys that all they do is beg.
Sure.
That's all they do. They wake up in the morning, they go out, they beg, and that's their source of livelihood. And it's not that they're begging because they don't have nothing to eat or nowhere to stay. They feel, you know what, that's their job. I'm an area boy, so I have to go out and beg you. Hey, Twiley, my father.
It's not just the area boys, bouncers in clubs. The guy that will open
Everyone.
the guy that will open the door for you at Mr. Biggs.
You get. person you're buying jam form from.
Yeah.
Everyone is asking for something.
That's right. So on your day-to-day waka, you need to hold some change. Like 200, 500, 500. You need to hold a lot. You're going from Lekki to VI, and you need to hold some change because you never know. Dude.
So is it black or is it that Niger zone is another level?
Man.
Niger na another level, Jack. I did tell you.
Nah.
Another level, man. It's another level, man.
When my wife got to Niger, bless her. My wife is Polish.
Yeah,
so she got
yeah.
to Niger, and she's
How did she cope, sir? She tried.
She tried. She's done. Hi, babe. She tried very well. When she got to Niger, she, if she was in the car going to work or whatever, and she saw a kid, selling handkerchiefs or whatever, she was happy. Yeah, here, have some change, have 500 naira. She'll buy the handkerchief, whatever. And she was like that for a long time, and to a higher degree, she's still like that. But I tell you what I saw her do one day, and I saw and I laughed. And she was buying a phone charger, and she says because if you're Oibo, they think you be Mugo or something.
No, of course,
the standard. So she's trying to buy this charger, and the guy tells her it's 1K, and she just walked away. Right, Oibo, come now, Oibo, come. She said, no. Will you take 100 naira?
That's what she said?
Yes, no.
You don't train her well.
Yeah, she trained herself. I didn't train her. Did you know what I mean? And I thought, wow, well done. It's like the penny dropped.
Wow.
And she
Shout
saw
out to Mrs. Nwosu. Respect.
the penny dropped, And yeah, because that is what the system does to you. It brings out the tougher survival instinct in you.
Wow.
But she coped better than I did, Lambo. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I know that when there's power failure, NEPA takes light, etc. I'm the one that goes, oh my God. And my wife is like, babe, calm down. It's all right, they'll put the generator on, So hospitality, the population of Lagos is, I think, probably about 26 million, 26, 27
Well,
million.
to 26 already.
Yeah. Lagos.
Wow.
So, hospitality business, I heard, and I think, the last conference I went to at Eco Hotel, the hospitality conference, there are 3,000 hotels in Lagos. 3,000 hotels.
How do they do their star ratings in Nigeria? Well, you get there, but do they do star ratings?
For the bigger hotels like your, perhaps like your Sheratons, Proteas, 4 Points, and etc. Yes. What you have is very few big hotels with the star ratings. Then you have smaller hotels, guest houses, etc. Which we fall into.
Yeah.
The point is, there's about 3,000 guest houses, hotels in Lagos. You have only 300 are registered.
What?
Yeah. You have about 300 only that register. We're one of them, so government don't come looking for us or anything.
Only a
because
10th?
we're good. Yeah, only a 10th. And this is according to the seminar that I went to. I couldn't believe it, So obviously you got your taxes, LIRS, FIRS, Lagos State, radio tax, consumption taxes, etc., which is all compulsory. You must pay. You should pay your taxes anyway. Then you have your overheads. Your staffing, your salaries, your diesel, your stock, wine bar, etc. You have all of that. But to survive the business, you have to offer good service. You have to offer good service. You have to offer value for money.
Most definitely.
Value for money in the sense that, for us, our unique selling point is the codedness, so to speak. So we're a quiet place. We're a serene.
I love the way it's
serene
situated.
environment. Quiet. Sometimes. I don't know how to put it. When I say quiet, sometimes people use it for the wrong thing. So, for those men that have extramarital affairs, etc.
You didn't go there, did you?
My guy, I'm sitting with
This
this
guy. Well, you're not calling names, so
no, no. I'm sitting with this customer of mine, right? Very, very regular customer. And he sat there at the lounge upstairs, and he's talking to his wife, and he's saying, "What? Eh? Who told you I'm in a hotel? You're a very stupid woman. No, 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 never." And then I'm sitting with him there, and he goes, Jack. He goes. Then what we could see is a car.
His wife.
Yeah. She was driving, because we're at a dead end, basically. So she drives to the end of the estate. She drives past the hotel to the end, and you can see her looking. And she's looking, thinking, like, where's this guest house? And you can see her reverse. And she looks at the building. She looks at the hotel. But she doesn't know it's a hotel.
Wow.
She thinks it's probably just a house, residential, etc. And the guy goes, you see her, stupid woman. She's looking for me. He goes, Jack, that's why I like this your place. Very coded place. No signs or anything.
For the
as
wrong
the
reasons.
guy talking, I just,
Wow.
but that's the sort of thing, a certain percentage of people would appreciate about it. But for people...
Not that you're promoting that, right?
Nah, God, no. But the thing is, it's you see, we have to understand that it's a hotel.
Yeah.
And you will have... anywhere in the world, people use it for that sort of thing. It's not what we're promoting. We have the church who come to us. We have companies who... who use us all the time. So we have organizations basically that come to us and use us, and they like our services. We even have people we had this group of elders from PH. They came to have their meeting, they do their meetings, elderly meetings, and etc. So they like that sort of environment because they can sit, they don't see any other people. They've taken the whole hotel, they've booked all the rooms, and they can just do their own thing. So that's what it is. So for you to survive the industry, you need to offer good value for money.
Yep.
Like we do
Definitely.
the complimentary breakfast.
Yeah.
You have to,
Which is very good. Oh man,
yeah,
you
yeah.
keep going, but your food is your food is phenomenal.
You need to have light. You need to have light. But I will tell you this: there are hotels in Lagos who have the challenge of electricity, and they survive. So you have guests going to book with a hotel that is in blackout. That does exist.
And why would that be?
Well, there's loyalty, and secondly, what people are used to. And these things, it's shocking.
Yeah.
It's shocking. You drive into a hotel, there's no light, and you pay.
It's
It
part of
won't
the
concern
culture, like you
they
said, no?
Say, light, no, there, you fleet the room, now, me mosquito, no.
Oh, my
Like, maybe
God.
I get my mobile phone, I go use them, and all that. It's the
Which
culture.
kind, like,
So the business itself is, because of the population that we have, the business itself is quite viable. One thing I love about Nigeria is this, and first of all, Nigeria is the business hub of Africa. I don't care what
Guaranteed,
anybody says.
without a shadow of a
It's a
doubt.
country where if you set up something, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're ready to sit, man it, and be patient.
Yeah.
You'll make your funds eventually. You'll make your money. It is just what it is. So if you're ready to sit in that business, watch it grow, be patient, you do well. At least your family ain't gonna starve, and that's what it comes down to. So good value for money, light. Your generators have to be working. You're gonna have a backup generator. I mean, Lambo, we've had some headaches. We've had some headaches. We've had headaches where, I had some confra guys, who lodged, on a Friday night, and that Friday night, 2 generators knocked engine. Actually, not even knock engine, they were faulty. We fixed them. These confra guys, they're looking for me. Say, where the MD? My guy, I ran.
Why didn't they find you?
Oh boy, because they had come in, they'd asked for certain concessions. They've asked for concessions on top of the concessions that they were giving. Look, if you've come as a group, we'll do you a deal. That's standard. But what you don't do is now start asking for a deal on top of the deal. So they asked for that deal on top of the deal, and I said, nah, we've done you X, Y, Z, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's okay. Unfortunately, that evening, we had these issues. So they came down angry, looking for me. Oh boy, I had to take it through.
You don't get security over there. I see Wi-Fi.
We have securities, but they're not. It's not like they're armed securities or anything.
Like
man.
get back.
There's one, there's normal chaps.
Yeah,
They,
yeah.
not 6 foot tall and nothing like that. So these are the challenges. It as long as you can offer that value, then you'll get your repeat business.
What do you feel can help get the hospitality industry in Nigeria? Firstly, registered, because this one that you've said, they're only a tenth of the market are actually legally registered. That's one. How can we get it up to, let's say, 50%? Then, once they're registered, how can we turn it into something that is, when it comes to like star ratings, we have valid 2-star hotels, 3-star hotels. You get?
Well, the bodies that are in charge of these aspects have to come to life. That's what it comes down to. You have, say, for instance, your LIRS or your FIRS. They will fish you out if you've not paid your taxes. So,
is that another racket? That they just go around knowing that, okay, every so often we'll go around because we know we'll get some money from these guys, some kickback. Abi?
Of course.
Oh, God.
So you're talking about bodies that are interested in lining their pockets. They're not looking to know if you've registered or you're not registered or, etc. It's not their primary interest. It's not. It just isn't. They want to line their pockets. They want to make money. So these are the issues that we have, Lambo. You see, the problem is that until we start churning out leaders, the people in positions who
care,
and who money doesn't become an issue for, which is a hard one, isn't it? Who now say, well, you know what, put the money aside. We want to be productive in X, Y, Z. So this is what we want to do. So we need everybody registered. We need everybody paying their taxes. No kickbacks, no bag of rice, bottle of Coke for my people. No, none of that. You go and pay it. You take your invoice, etc. You go to the bank, you pay it, etc. You do it through your accountant. If that doesn't happen, then we're not going anywhere. But the thing, Lambo, is that I believe we'll get there because all you need is
Amen.
All you need is one leader. You see like Fashola.
Showore.
Showore. Would they let him see light of day?
I hope so.
Would they let him see light of day?
I hope so.
But you're dealing with things that are bigger than. What I've come to learn? I've come to learn that telling the truth is not a bulletproof vest. Telling the truth is not a bulletproof vest. Being right or being honorable, etc. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Even in England, Lambo, to a certain degree, obviously, integrity is here and etc. But if you think of, the politics of work or whatever you're involved in amongst colleagues, etc., you now realize that people say things to get results. They don't say it because it's the truth or etc. You say it for effect.
Yep.
And for what you can get out of it. Exactly. So there's a difference between the truth and what it is you should say.
Yeah.
You tell somebody the sky is blue and they say, no, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that. What you should have said is green, because if you had said that, you would have got this, and that.
Then you start to see the reason. Oh, okay, you're right,
Do you know what I mean? So, but it's more magnified, back home because, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We're still in the struggle. We're still struggling for survival. We've not reached self-actualization yet. But man, my prayers, man, is that dude, when that country, when Nigeria starts to achieve its full potential, oh man,
that place will be utopia.
Oh yeah, then that will be the Mecca for the black race.
Yes, guaranteed.
Yeah, that'll be the Mecca for the black race. Every African.
That's why it's so painful, because of the potential that country has.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
There's one thing I wanted to ask before I forget. Is it true? I don't know. Is it true that every hotel, it might be the same thing here, but in Nigeria, is it true that every hotel has a presidential suite where the president can just come in at any time and just occupy it?
Well, not as far as I know.
Okay.
For the see, if it's a bigger hotel, once again, it's with your Sheratons and etc., then of course they'll be honored that the president lodges there. I mean, that is marketing on its own. So what they would do is they would have that presidential suite, which, let's be fair, perhaps any other president can use, or any other dignitary, any other person that has got his cash right can use. But when the president comes in, sir, no, we've left your suite for you, etc., etc. Nobody uses it, just you. That's part of the wash. So they'll do that. But that they leave a room for the president who might pop in once or twice a year, and then they leave that room vacant when they're charging XYZ amount of dollars, thousands of naira. Which hotel here would do that? You be president, say what will happen.
Oh boy.
We'll call staff, say, make you they come once a year.
I say me, I go even charge president if Thursday comes. I go charge up. I go charge up on top, sir.
So yeah.
Especially Nigeria president, we say if not the one we even dey in power now, that guy is just a waste of space, man. That guy let me down, man. Before he became president, I was part of the people who were, cheering him on. If Buhari gets in, man, no, man, he's not. He won't stand for corruption. Everything's going to change. Even look at what this guy is doing.
With the aspect of corruption, I don't think corruption. Well, I'm not sure if it's left the country.
Which country? Corruption live where?
I know that where it hit me, because we're still in Nigeria then. Where it hit me was with the exchange rate, because we were purchasing. We're always purchasing pounds, and we just saw it go from, I think it was like 380 or something to 500. It was a huge jump, so we felt that impact at that time when he came into power, and it was a huge impact for us, but
how were you able to recover?
Lamba, I don't know if we ever recovered. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you do recover. What you do is you just plod along, and you just go along, and what it is you do more marketing, for the business. You do more leafletting. You send your people out there to go and get customers. I was out there as well. Visiting companies, would-be potential clients.
Yep.
I was visiting, marketing. We were packaging our best dishes at the hotel, etc. And taking it to companies that we thought would be interested. So sample our food, and we have a really nice place you can lodge, and etc. Putting proposals through, etc. So at times like that, what you do is you work harder. When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Yep.
So that's basically what we did. The thing about these issues is, bro, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna cry? All right, cry. You will cry. You go dry your tears. Now then you go start again. There's not a lot you can do. What you do is you just step up. You just step up, and that's what we've continued to do. People will tell you, oh, at this time there's a recession, etc. Dude, there's always a recession. Back there's always a recession. So what you do is you just work smarter. Work smarter. Find out what the other hotels are doing, what the other guest houses are doing. How they're getting their own clientele, and etc. And that is it. And the competition is stiff. A neighboring hotel, guest house, the manager came and lodged with us for a day, 2 days.
The manager of a neighboring...
Yeah. I'm not even going to call their name. The manager came, lodged with us a day and 2 days, went back and added Royal to their name. Just think about that for a second. Just went and added Royal to
Wow.
So the hustle.
Did you guys know who he was when he came in?
Yes, my manageress knew the person.
But you can't turn them away, can you?
Well, it's revenue. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And And really and truly, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah,
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
You can, but you shouldn't. You're right.
Yeah, you shouldn't because they've come to see. Then let them see. Businesses are always going to audit other businesses
Yeah.
and see what it is they're doing. If you're on the same line. So that is it. So the neighboring place, Piccadilly, I go there to eat their barbecue fish, etc. And see how the business is going because we know the man, that runs it. And he's got at least 100 rooms. Not much of them functioning really well, to be honest. But, you just go and see what the competition are doing. It's always healthy. And what you do is you do a SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And you say, okay, they're doing really good at this. Okay, maybe we might not match up to them, but you know what? We can beat them at this, and we can beat them at this. We can offer value at this, etc. And that's how you stay on par. You can never just run a business, sit by yourself, and say, "Well, I don't care what anybody else is doing." You have to go out there and
you have to. Yeah, that's very true. You get antiquated too quickly.
Absolutely. You go out there and see. So.
Wow. So they changed. He added Royal to the name.
He added Royal to the name.
Wow. For people who don't know, I'll put pictures on the video. The name of your hotel is the Royal Emerald.
Royal Emerald Hotel, 8 Harmony Crescent, Agungi, Lekki. It's a nice serene environment. Guest house, 16 rooms. A place you can come, hang out with your friends. You can come in a group, hang out. There's a lounge upstairs, music, have
nice
good
food. Nice food.
There's a sit out. You can have parties as well if you want. You can have parties at the sit out outside. You can have parties at the lounge, if you fancy it. It's a lovely place.
It is.
It's a place that I would lodge in if I were a guest. And I'm not just saying that because we own it, but it's that sort of place and it's lovely. Try it out.
It is nice, man. That's it. I enjoyed my time there.
Good, man. Good,
the food, and obviously because you guys were there as well.
Nah, we loved having you.
It was nice.
Enjoyed the throwdown.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I'm a music person. I love music and etc. That day I was with Mad Fat and I realized I know nothing about music. It's like trap music, trap making beats.
Yeah.
For anybody that didn't see that, go and see it. Lambo's Throwdown. It's on YouTube. And these guys are making beats from the beginning, just do, and then adding another beat to it. And all of a sudden, and they had to do it in
5 minutes.
5 minutes. My goodness,
Talented
man.
guys, man.
And I'm sitting there thinking, you gotta be kidding
I'm
me.
telling you. And the girl as well. Remember the girl?
I remember the girl.
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. And it was fantastic. And there was a DJ Jimmy Jack.
Yeah, Jimmy Jack, Dr. Frabs.
Dr. Frabs.
Yeah.
I love Dr. Frabs.
Yeah.
I seen him at Legushi Beach once. He's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he is.
It's good. This guy's doing stuff, man. If you don't know about Lambo, now you know. Check Lambo out, man. Lyricist too, man. Lyricist too. When are you doing another throwdown? You doing another one?
Yeah, definitely. We're doing one. We're actually planning one as we speak. And obviously, people will know as soon as we're done with the date and planning and everything. But it's going to be bigger than the last one.
Okay.
Now,
I know that this is your show and you're the interviewer, but I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
You're very talented, Lambo. And I'll say this. Look, see, right? I'm for Fego guys that know me, they know I'm a blatant guy, perhaps blatant to a fault. I don't mince. I don't pretend.
You don't mince your words.
Yeah, if I think it's a no, if I don't want to offend you, I won't say anything.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time I'll say it and say, nah, man. So they know me for that. And, you got lyrical content. Yeah, I'm not saying that because you're my friend. You're good. You're a good lyricist. I've heard your music. If I didn't think you were good, I don't go talk anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good lyricist. Are you doing more music? And okay, you did music in Niger.
Yeah.
What happened? Because don't tell me that you couldn't have gone forward and done. But you sort of backed out.
Yeah, I was preoccupied with other things. So music at the time, I wasn't as invested in it as a lot of my peers were. And it was because of the other things that I'm always juggling at the same time. Okay. So in terms of creating the music, I still create music.
Okay.
I still produce music as well. But I think there's been this... I've been getting a lot of slack from people,
Out there.
yeah, saying
Okay.
I should release more stuff and so on, which I will, I'm considering. You get, but mostly the music I do is like an expression of my inner self. You know me very well, and you know that I like words. I like, to put words together and everything. And once I can do it and just get it out of me, to me, that's enough. Hearing people, that listen to it as well, and they go, "Oh wow, that's sick," and blah blah blah. That's an added bonus to it. But just getting it out there is already enough for me, if that makes any sense.
Because "Come Up For Here" was a very good song. I used to listen. I used to watch that video. And oh man, this guy is good, man. This guy is good. I mean, how do you feel about hip hop in Nigeria? Is it because hip hop is not what it should be as it is to the States, as it is to Nigeria? Is it because Nigerians generally, you see, because someone like you that has got lyrical content, and someone like Mode 9 as well, my worry for guys like you is that the average person listening to it might not grasp it. Because people think hip-hop Nigeria is there. When you listen to lyricists, you realize there's a lot of intelligence that goes into it. So a few words where you feel drop, a few bars, and people might think, oh, boy, man. Which kind of thing be this? I beg, go listen to this person. We get do
that's I get what you. And that's me and Mode. We've spoken about this, and a few other people. There are people in Nigeria that are about bars, you get.
Of course.
There are lots of them.
Are they in the minority?
They are. But it's the same thing globally as well, even in the American market. Yeah.
Okay.
The American market now, the guys who are the mainstream artists are not really the ones who've got the most potent of bars.
This is true.
You get,
This
so
is
yeah.
true.
It's Mode 9's new album, Esoteric Mellow. The esoteric part is very pertinent to what you're saying, because hip hop is the sort of hip hop that you like is for just a selected few. You get, it's not for everyone. It's for people who like to hear intelligent things, and the way those words have been put together in a way that you think, oh wow, look at what he said and look at what it means, double entendres and so on and so forth. So we shouldn't really be surprised when the person who just wants to go to club and pop bottles of champagne and just repeats one verse or one phrase 30 times just to, get high and just go to sleep.
A lot of that, yeah.
The cognitive load is too much for them.
Wow. So basically, you're too far ahead. That's what it is.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm too far ahead, but
you're too, you're ahead of your time, basically. Because like the lyrics that you, Mod 9, spit, Rocketman as well, man, serious bars, man.
Cheers, bro. Cheers.
Like serious bars. I mean, if I think of, and I'm not trying to promote artists or anything, but if I think of current Nigeria artists now, the only person I can look at and say can produce bars like that and is up there is like Burna Boy. Like that kid is
Burna. I like Burna. I like Burna's music as well. I like the fact that from day one when I heard his first song I ever heard was the one where it was by that pool.
Yeah, party.
Yes.
Yeah.
From then he sounded different.
Yeah.
And since then he's maintained his identity. So just for that alone, I give him a check mark.
Yeah. He's quite lyrical. But it's rare. He done a concert with Davido, or he appeared on it, and Davido said a rare gem. Do you know what I mean? Because the guy is different.
Yeah,
it's just different, and he ain't about that. It's more. The guy is sit down, the creator, and which is what you guys do. But awesome stuff. But man, I look forward to hearing.
Cheers, bro,
at least an album.
Yeah.
Drop an album, man.
Yeah.
15, 20 songs, man. Some nice features. Do some commercial stuff too, for the ladies and etc. And all that, the LL type tunes. You go do a few of those, but then you need some for us, the hip hop heads. Those ones that we sit down and, we listen, we go like this, we go. That's hard.
No worry, I got you covered, man.
You know,
I got you covered. I got you covered.
You know them ones.
Yeah, I got you covered.
We're waiting, bro. We're waiting.
Defo, man, defo. There's a lot in the works, and well, to people who the guys, they know you know yourselves. The guys have been reaching out to me and so on and so forth. I apologize. I apologize is all I can say. I apologize, man. It's not easy juggling all these things, man.
I mean, would you sign up with a label?
Hell no.
You wouldn't.
Never.
Okay.
Never, ever. And it's not anything to do with pride or anything. It's just I'm that sort of person who I like to be in control of everything.
For 9 figures?
I don't
10
care
figures?
if it's a million figures.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man. You should know me now. No, man. There's certain things that to me is beyond money, man. It's beyond money. I like money, but money doesn't determine.
it doesn't dictate your.
So.
Wow.
Seriously, man.
That's a good principle to have, man.
Yeah,
That's
cheers,
a very,
man.
very good principle. That's
Man. But nah, man, Jack, it's been good having you here, man.
Man,
It's been good. It's been good.
Bless.
And man, you guys check out Jack's hotel, Royal Emerald in Lekki.
Yeah.
I'll put the details on the screen and everything.
Royal Emerald Hotel, Lekki, 8 Harmony Crescent, Agungi.
Yeah.
www.royalemeraldhotel.com. You can have a look at the website too.
Nice.
Give us a shout.
Nice
Come
one, bro.
lodge, go and have some nice food. Have a good night's sleep. Rest. Go dead.
Nice one, man. And on that note, see you guys next week. Peace.